Hi, it's Kevin Bates here, and today I thought I would talk about partitioning and malicious actors in a network, because this is a very important area of blockchain that if you're going to understand it fully, you need to get your head around. So partitioning is a term that comes from the database world, distributed databases, and what it refers to is when you have a network of machines that are sharing data, and you're in a situation where occasionally that network can fragment. So you can end up with two or more groups of machines that are able to talk to each other, but those two groups are not able to talk to each other. And as a result, any changes that one group makes, for example submitting transactions, are not reflected in the second group. And then eventually the two networks will get back in touch with each other, and then you're faced with a problem because you've got two different storylines and you need to somehow make them match again. So that's partitioning, and that's the first concern in blockchain because it's a peer-to-peer network. What happens if you end up with two networks and they run along separately side by side for a while and you're trying to reconciliate them afterwards? And the second issue is to do with malicious actors. So what happens if your network partitions and one of the groups is actually a malicious group who are trying to basically con the other group into accepting transactions which they're then going to reverse when the partition is resolved. So those are the two cases that blockchain has to deal with. Non-malicious partitioning and malicious partitioning, and as you can imagine, the second one is the harder one to deal with because there's actually sort of evil intent behind it, and evil, of course, is a lot more difficult to fight than just sort of carelessness or accident. And the way that these two problems are resolved is through the consensus system. The idea being that firstly you prevent malicious behavior by either making it too expensive or not in the interest of the malicious party, because we're making an assumption here that people are equal for profit, and if they can make more profit by being good, then they'll be good. And then the second one is a more practical computing problem, which is what kind of algorithms can we use in order to resolve accidental partitions. And the most famous one out there is Byzantine fault tolerance. It's a bit too complicated to discuss in a 3-minute video, but I'll touch on it again at some point in the future. Anyway, so there you go. That's a summary of what partitioning is in a network, and also introduces the idea that there may actually be bad actors in the system and you need to deal with those. So if you're going to be working in consensus system, you really need to get your head around those two concepts. I hope that was interesting, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.